I know I need to size up with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
On to the main predictions that we're going to do for the week, and that is for AEW Revolution happening this Sunday live on pay-per-view. We've got a plethora of matches here. We're going to go through these.
Ready?
Yeah.
Write these down.
I don't have any of these matches picked out yet. I don't know who I'm going to pick as we're going through them.
We're going to figure it out tonight, though.
Exactly. So let's go through it. This will be a lot of fun as always for the predictions. All right, let's start off with let's go right to the tag team championship matchup. Let's just start right there.
Yeah.
So we got the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson versus Chris Jericho and MJF. Who you got?
I got Young Bucks. Retaining. I don't even see the reasons why MJF and Chris Jericho are part of the story. I understand how they got in, but I just want, like I said before in our earlier episode that be dropping 2 weeks from now. I just thought about it, but I'll say it right now. Just for full disclosure, like I missed the story of Inner Circle. On the verge of being broken up, or the story between Sammy Guevara leaving Inner Circle. Like, we got away from that story. Now we're focusing on a tag team. So I'm not really feeling that. So I already got Young Bucks. They're the captains. They're the face of tag team division. So easily Young Bucks. I'm going to write that down too. It's submitted. It's decided.
Yeah, you whoop up on Papa Buck like that, man. There's got to be a receipt, period.
Oh, Young
Bucks going over. It makes sense. We're continuing the implosion of the Inner Circle. MJF and Chris Jericho kind of falling apart a little bit more here. Maybe there's some miscommunication going on, and that kind of continues to plant this seed of, MJF and Chris Jericho having issues, and then MJF taking over the Inner Circle. So I think there's more to be gained that way versus Jericho and MJF winning. I mean, if Jericho and MJF won, and then let's say, because they have the casino tag team battle royal for the tag team championships, or for the number one contendership, I should say.
Yeah.
Maybe Proud and Powerful wins that, and then you have Jericho and MJF as champions, Proud and Powerful as the number one contenders, and they go against each other. I just don't see that, though. I don't see that match. They've already done a matchup within the Inner Circle already like that.
Like a triple threat of different various tag teams. Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager going against MJF, Chris Jericho against Pride and Powerful. So we've seen that. That's been done.
Yeah, right. So I'm not really even excited for that. Yeah. I feel like keep it on the Young Bucks. Let's have them stay as champions, get their revenge for Papa Buck, continue the storyline that they've going on with this Bullet Club reunion, and let's just end this part of it, and then again, Inner Circle continuing to implode. So I'm more on the side of Young Bucks retaining the AEW Tag Team Championship. So that is the pick. It is also decided on my side as well. All right.
Very good.
Team Tazz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin and Sting. It's Sting! Shout out Tony Schiavone. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and say Darby Allin and Sting will win this matchup. It's Sting's first official matchup in years since getting taken out by Seth Rollins, unfortunately, with that spot. So Sting in his first match back. I mean, Sting is the kind of guy that I could see just dropping a title, or dropping, not a title, but dropping a match to help put somebody over. But I think AEW wants to give him this win.
Yeah.
And Darby Allin, it does a lot for him as well, being partnered up with Sting. So I say Darby and Sting win it.
Same, man. I got Darby Allin and Sting because you got Darby Allin in there being the TNT, champion, almost the new face of TNT for your Dynamite division. So that's the reasons why. And then to your point, I don't think they're going to have Sting lose in his debut match. I think we learned that lesson from WWE when he went against Triple H, and why the hell did he not go over? And
that was weird. That was weird.
All of a sudden, you had former guys from NWO, and you had the guys from DX. I was like, okay, where's this going?
Waste.
But
yeah,
somehow, Sting, not somehow, but Sting, he lost because of Vince. But that is not going to happen. AEW has seen the lessons from WWE and will learn from it, so they will not repeat the same mistake.
All right, yeah, no, I'm with you there. All right, the AEW Women's Championship matchup: Hikaru Shida versus Ryo Mizunami. So this one, I'm just gonna go straight to it. Hikaru Shida, retaining and keeping the title, still remaining champion. It makes sense, but I will say that I'm not looking forward to this matchup pretty much at all.
Speak on it, bro.
I'm really disappointed that this is the final matchup. Feel like there were a lot of people this could have been, and yeah, for it to end up this is the matchup that we're gonna get. No, man. I mean, Thunder Rosa was my number one favorite pick for this matchup. It would have made a lot of sense. That's the rematch I would have wanted. It got teased that maybe we're going to get Nyla Rose. I did not want to see Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida going at it again because we've seen it so many times before. And I'm not for that matchup necessarily, but for Thunder Rosa, it just made sense that, okay, let's just go with, like, WWE right now is doing a good job with, hey, we recognize we have an opportunity here. We've got someone who's hot right now. Let's go with it. With AEW, when it comes to Thunder Rosa, when it comes to Britt Baker, they just are not going with the hot hand, and it doesn't make sense. No. So, yeah, this is where we're at. But Hikaru Shida, I see her winning. I see her retaining.
Before I give my decision, did you watch any of the AEW Women's Tournament outside of Dynamite?
I saw highlights, but I didn't see the full episode, so no.
Got it. Same here. Because this is just so much wrestling content out there. This is what happens when you have too much content. Like, if you wanted to bleed in other platforms, that's good and all. But when you got top-tier talents, you got to put that on your main show. Like, for us that has so much to watch, especially when we're doing podcasts, it would help out. Like, okay, now we got multiple tournament matches from the women on Dynamite, not just one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they're putting 90% of the content on YouTube telling you to watch. I'm pretty sure these matches are fire, but I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of stuff going on outside of that, so I would like to see them just to highlight the women like they're supposed to for the women's division. So that being said, I do have Shida retaining because, she is the AEW Women's Champion, but I don't feel like they treat her as the AEW Women's Champion. But, because she has been not showcased, so I guess they got to have her look good, have her go over. But I hope this is the start of something to show. I want to see more Shida. I want to see more video stories, like a background Shida. Why is that championship you hold on your arm? What does that mean to you? I want to understand. I kind of got that mission statement from Thunder Rosa about she had 3 things on her objective, and you understood that. She was like Britt Baker, NWA Championship, and AEW Women's Championship. I like that, but I didn't get anything from that from Shida, and she's your AEW Women's Championship. So, yeah, man, like, I'm not that excited for this match because I didn't really watch much of the tournament. I saw what I could, what they put on Dynamite. So, it is what it is, bro. Hey.
Yeah.
They had their opportune time. And shout out to Nevaeh, too. She said they should have did, Dr. Britt Baker, have her win off of Shida. And then you got, like, the main heel, the face of AEW women's division as your antagonist. Like, it would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been so much better of a matchup to have here. If you would have had Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida in the final, like I'd be like, oh man, I can't wait for this. And
hell yeah,
to put the belt on Britt Baker right now would have been just smart. Like just do it, just do it. But we got this matchup here, and no disrespect to Ryo Mizunami, like she on Dynamite got to see her wrestle against Nyla Rose, and she's entertaining, man. Like she did a great job. It was funny the whole she had a moment where she was like miming, and she did like the rope thing, like she was pulling herself one way, pulled herself the other way, then ran at the corner at Nyla.
Yeah.
Like that was cool. Just the just her whole persona and everything. It's just great, man.
She
She's
has
just
charisma.
pure entertainment. She does.
She does. She has it. So shouts out to her, man. I like how she gets down. Even towards the end when she called out Shida and they going blow for blow. She was like, "Yeah, come on, hit me."
Well, it was funny. The setup for that was Rio had won, right, and then she gets in the ring and they shake hands. Shida extends her hand to shake her hand, and then you got Ryo Mizunami. They shake hands, right? So you're thinking, okay, there's respect here. But then Mizunami hits her with a headbutt. And it's like, what? And then Shida hits her with a forearm. And then you got Mizunami hitting her with a forearm. Then they go back and forth. And it's just like, what is going on here? And then they just stop. And it's like, okay. We have this match. All right, now we're ready to have this match. I'm like, oh, man. Apparently there's a history between these two as well, but of course we didn't get any kind of background on that. So, you have to go digging or listen to another podcast to find out that there's any kind of history between them or any kind of story going on here. It's just, it's crazy, man. It's
help
crazy.
Us to help you.
Yeah. So anyway, we got this matchup. I'm not super excited about it, but it is what it is. We both have Hikaru Shida retaining. We'll see where we go from there after that. Speaking of the women, I'm gonna throw this out there too, that in the pre-show, they are gonna have a tag team matchup. Rio and Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker and maybe Rebel. Now, Rebel, they said she's dealing with an injury, so Dr. Britt Baker said she should get to pick her own tag team partner. So
maybe Nyla
the whole
Rose.
thing there, what's that?
Maybe
Yeah,
Nyla
that could
Rose.
be.
Yeah,
that would make sense. That would only make sense to do it that way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is one of the pre-show matchups that I would definitely want to tune in for, because you tell me that I'm going to get to see Thunder Rosa and Dr. Britt Baker, I want to see it. It sucks that it's on the pre-show, but I want to see it.
It's on the pre-show.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it. So on there, the buy-in is what they call it. Like I definitely want to tune in for that.
Hell yeah. I didn't even know about the buy-in, so good call out, man. Like hell yeah, the tag team match, Rio, Thunder Rosa, Dr. Britt Baker.
Yeah.
I do see Rebel. It's not even a question mark or an asterisk mark around that. It's like, are they gonna do Rebel? But if they're gonna say potentially switch it out, I definitely see Nyla Rose coming in.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that would make a lot of sense. And in that matchup, I'm gonna pick Thunder Rosa and Riho to win, regardless of if Rebel or Nyla Rose is the tag team partner. I just feel like you put Thunder Rosa, who a lot of us feel like she's the future of their women's division.
Yeah,
and then Riho, I mean that's Kenny Omega's favorite wrestler. Like I think those two as a team, that feels like, especially on something like the buy-in to get people interested in the show. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like they would probably go over. I could see it going the other way though. I could see Dr. Britt Baker picking up a win, and that would be super cool too. But if I have to throw a prediction out for this, and there's really no build up to this other than the feud between Rosa and Britt Baker in this tournament, I'm gonna pick the side of Thunder Rosa and Riho.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe Rebel is in there to take the pin. So I see a purpose. Because if you put Nyla, anybody taking that pin is I'm sorry, that's a disservice. So maybe Rebel's in there to help with that, to make everybody look good. So
Yeah.
if Rebel takes the pin for either Thunder Rosa or from Rio, it's all good and gravy.
That's true too, because I don't see. That's a great point, because I don't see Dr. Britt Baker taking the pin from Thunder Rosa, because that would be a terrible way to end that story between those two. Like, as a buy-in matchup, you can't end it that way. No. So Rebel taking the pin would make a lot of sense. If you put Nyla in there, I wonder if they have Nyla take the pin, in that, because again, you want to protect Dr. Britt Baker. Yeah. But Nyla just made it to the finals.
She did.
So now I'm thinking maybe they won't pick Nyla, and they'll just pick somebody else who can take the pin. Like, whoever comes into this matchup, whether it's Rebel actually being in it, or if they pick a replacement, that person more than likely is the person taking the pin in this match.
Yeah. I'm trying to look in the tournament, like, who can she use that I see Nyla Rose, but I don't see anybody outside of that, so I'll probably stick with Rebel just to take the pin.
Yeah. Agreed on that for sure. So we'll see what happens there, but I definitely will be tuning into the buy-in for that matchup. Also, too, we mentioned the Casino Tag Team Royale for the AEW World Tag Team Championship #1 contenders opportunity, however they're wording this here. Yeah. A lot of teams involved in this. It's kind of hard to make a prediction on something like this because literally anything can happen. But
it's
just
a lot
some of the names.
In here. A lot of teams.
Well,
in here.
let me attempt to try to go through all these here.
Bro,
so
I wasn't gonna do it.
We've got Bear Country, Bear Boulder, and Bear Bronson. We've got the Dark Order, which will be Alex Reynolds and John Silver. We've got Evil Uno and Stu Grayson also teaming up. We've got Inner Circle members Santana and Ortiz, the Butcher and the Blade, Private Party, which is obviously Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, Top Flight, Darius Martin and Dante Martin, Death Triangle, Pac and Ray Phoenix, Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman, the Sadal brothers, Matt and Mike, I guess I was going to say the whole name, SCU, SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian, and Christopher Daniels. Now, does this count if they lose that they break up forever?
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's
does this count? I wonder.
This is a match.
Yeah.
It's a battle royale.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, let me keep going.
If you're going over the rope, it's not official, so it's all the same.
That's a loophole.
Yeah.
That's a loophole. I feel like it should count, but we'll see. The Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall, Chaos Project, Luther and Serpentico, and the Gun Club, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn, not Billy Gunn. Yes. There's also another tag team yet to be determined, very which one rumor that I think would be awesome would be the Motor City Machine Guns from Impact. So that would be pretty cool to see that happen. So there's a lot of teams in this thing.
It's a plethora.
Yeah. I would say, okay, so we just said that it'll be the Young Bucks retaining and keeping their titles. So whoever wins this, they'd be going against the Young Bucks. And FTR isn't here, so it kind of makes sense, makes it easy. Makes it harder for us to make a prediction because if FTR was there, they would kind of stand out. If Jurassic Express was there, they would kind of stand out.
I got the team. I'm writing it down right now.
Okay. I think that with everything being built, with the way that all these teams are being built right now, the team that stands out the most to me to be the strongest here, the strongest to potentially win this thing and go on to face the Young Bucks, to me would be Death Triangle. That's the team that I would pick. Pac and Ray Phoenix, they just had a matchup where they just looked stupid strong on AEW, just squashed their opponents. I feel like if we're going with the logic of who is the best team in this group, just talent wise, those two guys stand out. I mean,
are they a true tag team though, or just two single stars?
Well, I think Pac is a single star.
Yeah.
But Phoenix is a tag team expert, and he and Pac have great chemistry. So I feel like that's where it works, and I have a hard time seeing any of these teams throwing them out. If it's one of those things where, if one of the members of the team goes, then they both go. Then maybe.
I don't think it is. I think, even if your tag team member or tag team partner,
still in.
You're still in. You still represent for your tag team.
Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Death Triangle. Special shout out to Private Party potentially because I like their chances as well. And I think the other one would be Dark Order members Alex Reynolds and John Silver. I think those two as well. I think as a sentimental pick, that would be my sentimental pick to see John Silver get some shine, get an opportunity at some gold. But I think it's hard for me to see who's gonna throw out Death Triangle, so I'm gonna go with them.
So Death Triangle got you down for Death Triangle because you believe in the Death Triangle. All right, so
Triangular Muerte, however they say it.
I got Inner Circle, Santana, and Ortiz. I think you already hinted at before about Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, MJF going against Young Bucks, and them losing to the Young Bucks. But since I don't think Young Bucks are truly done with the Inner Circle, and I believe they can use Santana and Ortiz part to finish to tell that story with the Young Bucks, because Young Bucks are top faces for the tag team division, and I see a heel coming out. I see Pac and Ray Phoenix as those tweeners, maybe face,
right
if
now,
you will.
definitely.
Yeah, so good wrestling match, yeah, but what's the story between them? Not really much. So I got to look at it from a story standpoint. So from a story standpoint, I see the Inner Circle, Santana Ortiz fitting better with the Young Bucks. So that's what I got written down.
Cool. Let's keep with tag team wrestling and go with Miro and Kip Sabian versus best friends Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor, or Charles, as Miro likes to call him.
Charles. He really likes Charles.
He likes Charles. He's fighting for him, man. He's like, Charles, you don't have to follow everything Orange Cassidy says. Be your own man, Charles. Stand up straight. Be your own man. Come back, Charles. Come back. I welcome you back with open arms.
Yes.
Oh, man. I got Miro and Kip Sabian. I would just say that. I got him winning. Miro, I think this is his coming out party. He goes in there. He's a beast. He dominates, and he beats the ever-loving shit out of Chuck and Orange Cassidy. That's what I see. That's what I want. I'm going to be upset if that doesn't happen because Miro needs to finally get pushed the way that he needs. He needs. Like it's time. It's time for that to happen. In my opinion,
for Miro, I will say the same. I'm with Miro. Game over. Love that statement, man. So
yes,
hell yeah,
yes.
man. Like you described it well. I'm not gonna, drown this out. It's Miro, Kip Sabian, but mostly Miro gonna be doing the damage. Maybe 85% of the work of destroying best friends. Yes. Miro, let's go.
Done. Before we get into the final couple of matches here, let's just take a step back and talk briefly about Cody and Shaq's matchup here from this last Dynamite, the Crossroads event. So we had Cody Rhodes teaming up with Red Velvet to go against Shaq and Jade Cargill. This matchup at one point was going to be on this card. And then they decided to put it on Wednesday and call the event the Crossroads event, although they never used that name anywhere on the screen or talked about that. But the week previous, they sold it as the Crossroads show, whatever. It started the show on Dynamite, and it was a great match, I have to say. Like, I actually was very entertained, and I was shocked to see Shaq doing work the way he did. I did not expect him to look as good as he did wrestling. Like the power bomb, was great, man. The shout out to Brody Lee with it was great, man. I was like,
he's taking his time with the chops. He was like, whew. That first chop, you heard that shit just wow, like ooh, wee. right in the center of that
man.
chest meat right there. Just like you felt that, man. Like I like it. I like how Shaq got down, man. He obviously he was limited in the ring, but what he did with this arsenal was cool, man. It was it caught me off guard. Like, oh man, this is better than I expected. And Jay Carter. And
I was gonna say, talk about Jay. What you think?
Yeah, she's good. She's green, but she's good. She's a superstar in the making. So I just want them to build from that. You know, she definitely got a power game. So she is I guess she's the power type for your women's division right there. Just somebody who's just a monster, and I want them to keep going with that.
Yeah. She looked like a superstar. She definitely, the look, the physique, her presence in the ring, the posing. Yes. Every time I just saw her in this matchup, I thought, yeah, you have yet another woman right now in your division that you can push as a superstar and have on every episode of Dynamite going forward.
Facts.
You should feature her. Yeah. Like, show her, and you're dumb if you don't show her. Like, this is ridiculous. She just the wrestling, I feel like it will get better as she continues to get the reps in. I felt like it was solid.
It was.
You know, I didn't feel like she botched anything. It felt like she did really well overall with the wrestling.
Red Velvet,
so that was nice
her
to
out
see
too, man. She made her look good. And shouts out to Red Velvet. Her wrestling was cream. It was clean. It was crisp. You know, her doing that spear to Jade or going outside the ring, doing that backwards moonsault, everything was crisp from her. It just shows you the type of talent you have from your women's division, man, especially from Red Velvet.
Yeah, but it made me want to see more from Jade, you know, with just the presence that she has.
Yeah.
Like, finally seeing her in the ring, I was like, I could go for seeing more of Jade. You know, like, she just has that star quality. And, yeah, just teaming her up with Shaq, you know, and having this match with Cody, that's the rub that you would want someone to have to introduce them to the world. Now, you know, when we were talking earlier in the interview that people will hear, you know, in a little while, but if they don't show Jade next week on Dynamite, they're idiots.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, they're idiots. I just with this is perfect momentum going into next week for Jade. You just featured her in a matchup with Cody and Shaq, and she won. Like, if you don't show her next week, there's a serious problem. Just like, whoever's doing the booking,
simple follow-up is what we need. Her talking that
it can be a promo.
Yeah, it can be a promo, come out in the middle of the ring, or a video package of her just talking about what happened from last week. Just something, man.
Yeah.
But we need to see it every week from her, because she is your superstar too as well.
She is. I mean, Thunder Rosa still to me is that main star that you have lead, like locker room leader, future star of the women's division. Shida is the current leader star of the women's division. But Jade feels like, man, there's just something about her, like that presence,
like a special attraction.
Yeah, like a special attraction. I mean, I could also see her being champion, but I could see that too. Like like a special attraction. If they're not gonna have the belt on her, that's fine, and then just have her be that, like, oh my God, like, I want to see what she does, you know, kind of superstar. Yeah. So yeah, man, future's bright for her. They just need to feature her. That's it. All right, and speaking of that matchup, so again, Cody Rhodes with. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Shaq for that, taking that spot through the tables.
Man.
Cody jumping over the ropes, and them both going through those two tables. Wow.
I was like, holy shit, where did those tables come from? Just out of nowhere, the tables.
Well, they showed them putting them out. I
missed it then, man.
You missed it?
Yeah,
I
missed them. I'm like, where the hell those tables come from? This materialized out of nowhere. And this boom, I'm like, holy shit. And you see Shaq just sleep. He just like knocked out from the getting squashed through two tables.
Yeah, Jade and Red Velvet set up those tables earlier on, and I was thinking, all right, look, like, is Jade gonna put Red Velvet through these tables? And then Red Velvet pulled out another table. I'm like, what's going on? And then Shaq was in that spot. I was like, oh shit, is Shaq really gonna? Oh, and before I could get the thought out, He was through the table. And I said, damn. And it was a cool moment, too, where I think they were talking to each other. You could see Shaq, like, pat Cody on the back.
Let him know he was good.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then, okay, so the last thing on this, before we move on to Cody's match at Revolution, would be, so Shaq got, taken in a stretcher, put in an ambulance. Tony Schiavone was going to do an interview or try to get into the back of the ambulance to see how Shaq was doing. That was weird. And then Shaq disappeared. And where are we going with that?
I don't know, man. It seemed like they were trying to make it a big thing. Like, where could he go? Like,
Zombie Shaq? Like,
right. Okay, he was hurt. Now he's not there. I don't know. Man.
They may give him some magical powers, man. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this.
Who knows where they're going with this story? Let's see.
Yeah, but it was entertaining. Shaq did his thing. Everybody in the match did their thing.
They did.
Jade, Red Velvet, Cody. Hey, man, he sold. He put Shaq over.
He did.
Yeah,
I give credit where credit is due for Cody, man. You made Shaq look good, selling those chops. Even though those chops were real, you probably didn't even need to sell. Like, that shit just stings, my guy, right in the chest meat.
Exactly.
Soft part right here in between the two pecs. It's that center.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of Cody, who's the face of the company, face of AEW, we have the face of the Revolution ladder match for a future AEW TNT Championship opportunity. So Cody Rhodes, the aforementioned Cody Rhodes, is going to be in this matchup with Scorpio Sky, returning from injury, Penta El Zero Miedo, Lance Archer, and we have Max Caster, who qualified on this last one against on Dynamite, and to be announced. So, yeah, here's another situation where we got to but anticipate this mystery person who could be in this matchup. Which, by the way, we also have this question of, Big Show or Paul White brought up, like, he's got a scoop. There's going to be a future Hall of Famer who's coming to AEW.
Who could it be?
Who could it be? So I'm guessing these two people are different. It's not who he's going to announce is going to be the person in the match necessarily. I guess there's a chance it could be the same person, but I doubt it. So let's handle both of these, right? So who are some people you think could be the person Paul White's talking about? And who do you think the person could be that'll be the TBA for the ladder match?
Oh, my God. So what Paul White's talking about. So we talked about it on the episode that we drop in a couple of weeks. Keep on mentioning that. So we'll say it here. Right. So I believe you said CM Punk. And I think that's a good guess. He's been out of the limelight for wrestling for quite some time. There's some teases here and there when AEW was on, getting ready to come up. Maybe they'll get ready to sign him, maybe not. I know he did a couple of podcasts stating like, hey, if the money's right, the story's right, you never know. So we can throw that name in the hat right now. CM Punk is a good guess. Christian was out there, but I believe we kind of finite those rumors, come to find out he's still signed. I think I said Brock Lesnar. That's a guess. That's a far-fetched guess for me, but you never know with AEW. Right. If the money's right for, I think they do got the money, AEW.
Tony Khan's going to have to sell the Jaguars, man, for what he's going to want. The Khan family, he's going to have to sell that team.
Money Brock wants, you never know. He's about his money, so,
So just give me the Jaguars and I'll come over.
Yeah. So that was me, man. So, well, what about you?
Yeah, I feel like, okay, so when he said it's not who you think, right off the bat I thought, okay, CM Punk is probably the guy who a lot of us would think, myself included, but it's probably not him. Batista was a rumor too, and I think that rumor got shot down by Batista. So it's tough, man. Future Hall of Famer, he didn't say it was a wrestler, so potentially it's not a wrestler. In my head right now, I don't know. It'd be kind of disappointing if it wasn't, but someone like Jerry the King Lawler potentially too. bringing him over, but is he in the Hall of Fame right now?
He's already in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So this
Okay,
is Hall of Fame worthy. So this is somebody possibly on the cusp of joining the Hall of Fame, or who's just right in there, or who's already.
Is Mick Foley in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure.
Because that's another person that pops up. Like when he says Hall of Fame worthy, like this is somebody that's been around for a while. That is.
I just thought about something.
What?
It's probably out there, but he has a show getting ready to debut on TBS, or TNT, or a subsidiary. It's the same parent company. John Cena. Called that Wipeout show.
It's John Cena.
I know, but you're part of TNT. TNT tells you hey, I need you to go.
That man is WWE for life. Everything that WWE did for him, and he goes to AEW, Vince might have a heart attack.
But what if the money's right? You got big wigs, TNT, like, hey, you're part of TNT. You're part of our show now. I need you to go cross promotion over to AEW. Here's the money. Go do it.
No way. 0%.
He's Hall of Fame caliber, though. I'm just saying.
He is Hall of Fame caliber, but 0% chance. You might as well say The Rock at that point. Like, The Rock showing up, Dwayne Johnson showing up. Jericho name dropped Dwayne. Said he had tagged up with Dwayne and been champions before. But I can't see that, man. John Cena, I just have a hard time seeing that.
Yeah. Mick Foley, tricky, by the way, he is inducted at Hall of Fame 2013.
Okay, so he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, him throwing that out there, like the whole Hall of Fame bit, it's tough, to figure out like who that could be. I mean, Goldberg's in the Hall of Fame, already. I don't have a great answer for who I think this could be. I mean, CM Punk was the person that came to mind. It always comes down to CM Punk. Like at the end of the day, like that's the person that we all, even when I give up and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm done, even worrying about CM Punk, then that glimmer of hope of him coming back shows up and I'm right there again. Like, oh my God, CM Punk. Like, let it be CM Punk. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like of all the people that I can think of, that's the one that, if I, just right now with the names I have in my head,
so shall I write you down for CM Punk? As a bonus,
yeah.
Put that.
Even though I think again with him saying it's not who you think, I feel like
that
it's probably not going to be
a swerve
CM Punk.
within itself. Just saying that it's not who you think.
Yeah. So let's go with that. Let's go with CM Punk, I guess.
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go for the out there guess, just in case. I'm gonna say Brock.
You going with John Cena?
No. I'm gonna go with Brock. I'll go with Brock.
Oh, it's not with Brock.
Never know.
Brock is going.
Brock
Vince
show up.
is gonna
I'm
give
laugh
him a bag of money
fucking ass off
to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
he's giving him a bag of money to go to Mania.
I'm gonna put John Cena as a question mark because that piques my interest. Like he's on their TBS TNT broadcasting station now. He has that show called Wipeout.
Yeah. It's tough because everyone I can think of is in the Hall of Fame. They're all in the Hall of Fame. So Hall of Fame worthy, someone who's not there yet. I don't know. Someone brought up AJ Styles wasn't there last Monday. So did something happen and now he's there? But I feel like he's under contract.
He's already under contract. Come on, man. He's there for at least 2-3 more years. He's locked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So okay, let's table that. Now, what about this TBA person that's supposed to be in there? Like, I don't know. Again, the names that usually come to mind for something like this, a Marty Scurll, would be someone who, if he showed up, somewhere, whether it be AEW or NXT, I'd be ecstatic to see him.
Jay Lethal?
Was it Jay White? Jay Lethal. That would be interesting. Yeah. Moose shows up from Impact.
Yeah, somebody from Impact. I would like to see Moose in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So throw him in there.
Yeah. Be another big guy for Lance Archer.
Yeah. So someone in that caliber. I think those are some of the options. But I'll say this, that I feel like I'm gonna go. If you ask me, okay, to bet on either the TBA person to win this matchup or the field, which the guys that we have out here, I would pick the field. I feel like even though they've got this mystery person coming in, I feel like it's not going to be that person. I feel like I'm kind of leaning more towards either Lance Archer or Scorpio Sky to win this matchup. I don't think whoever comes in is going to win this matchup.
Right. Ever since they had that, what was it, last year, and Matt Sydal was like the Joker, and
yeah, exactly.
It's not what it cracked up to be. No, you know what I'm saying?
That's a great point. With that, it's like you could throw out the whole, hey, you know, this is going to be that person's first match in AEW. They're going to try to put them over or push them. Like, no. I mean, Brian Cage, you know, had a debut similar to that. So there are the Brian Cages of the world, then there are the Matt Sydals of the world. So, you know, it's. I feel like with this one, it's going to be someone from this field.
Yeah.
Lance Archer kind of stands out. I'm rooting for Scorpio Sky. Damn. I'm going to pick Scorpio Sky.
Yes.
I'm going to go against Lance. I think Scorpio Sky, it's time. He's back from his injury. The face of the revolution needs a revolution, as he said, you know, during commentary. Like, hey, let's go. Let's make this happen. Scorpio Sky, I'm picking you.
I feel the same exact way. Sky's all healed up. He's rested. Let's go for him. I believe they missed the opportunity when they had the chance when they first did the TNT Open Challenge between him and Cody. I felt like he was hot at that time. He could have did the switch. Let's right the ship right here. Let's him be that next man up and win the ladder match for the face of the revolution and move on to face Darby Allin for TNT. So I do have Scorpio Sky. I love his theme music. Reach for the sky. Let's go.
Let's go. Absolutely, man. So we're on the same page there. Speaking of Paige, Adam Hangman Paige versus Matt Hardy. Big money Matt Hardy in this big money matchup. Winner gets the losers 2021 first quarter earnings. Oh, man.
I love this stipulation, man.
This stipulation is great. You know what, man? I'm rooting for Adam Hangman Page to win every match he's in. Like, in my heart, I'm rooting for Adam Hangman Page to win.
But this is about money, though,
and
man.
I want him to win, but I'm going to pick Matt Hardy, man. I think Matt Hardy is going to win this matchup. I think he's going to get those first quarter earnings. And I think that story-wise, this is good for Hangman Page because this is yet another setback for him that he can use, or that I could say they could use in the story for him to keep him on that like track to, one, join the Dark Order, have them help him get his shit together, and then they can build him towards the championship opportunity in the future against Kenny Omega. Because I still feel like he's the guy that will eventually beat Kenny in the future. You know, whether it be like 6 months from now or whatever. Yeah. So I got big money Matt.
Man, we're pretty much in sync with our picks for Revolution, man. Yeah, I got big money Matt as well, man, because this match is about money. My man, Matt Hardy's about his money, bro. You don't fuck around about his bread. You know what I'm saying? First quarter earnings. Oh, no, sir. That's 3 months of pay. No, sir. Yep. That is
He's going to pay whoever he has to get this win.
You saw what he did just this past. Got Jack Evans.
$4,200?
Yes, he had the envelope right there. Jack Evans, he was rolling, bro. Right. Like, here you go. Got this package for you, sir. Job well done. I told you Dark Order was going to pay. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that's how Matt Caster got the win over 10.
Yes.
You know, because it was Matt Hardy influence. It's about that money paid off Jack Evans to get that dub. So I appreciate that. So I believe he's going to find his way to get a win, probably most likely by heel tactics. Maybe come to the expense of Dark Order. But this is how Matt Hardy's been telling the story. So, yeah, Matt Hardy all the way. Let's go. Adam Hangman Page, he'll probably lose in a strong way. But I got Matt Hardy winning.
Yeah, we agree. We agree on that one, man. All right, man. I think we're there. We knocked out all the other matches. We are at we're at the main event. Yes. So here we go. We've got an exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Championship. The challenger, Jon Moxley, versus the champion, 80s villain, Kenny Omega, with Don Callis. Oh, man. This match, it's my most anticipated matchup because I've never seen a death match like live before. I've seen clips. I've never seen like a full matchup. So I am looking forward to seeing what they do. Hopefully this is done well. It's not done hokey. And with it being Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega, I have faith in them to do this right. To give us a match that is truly entertaining.
Hell yeah.
For me, the choice is clear, though, in terms of who is going to win this match. There can only be one, and it will be that 80s villain. It will be the cleaner. Finally putting down Jon Moxley. It will be Kenny Omega getting that victory, getting that dub, retaining the AEW World Championship.
Yes, and I will co-sign with that. Devin the Heel Dude's co-signing with Kenny Omega getting over, retaining versus Jon Moxley, and I'm sure this match would not disappoint. Hell, it didn't disappoint when they had a non-sanctioned match, man. That was bananas, man. You know,
it's still crazy that was unsanctioned, but this one's for the title. Like, whatever.
I don't know. How they worked that out in the contract, I don't know. Maybe because Kenny Omega's champion now, so he can get.
Okay,
yeah. We can play it that way for KC.
He makes the rules now.
Right. Tony Khan will allow it. So
yes,
yeah, man. This is gonna be probably like stupid, dumb face. I can't believe OMG, what the fuck, all these type of sayings during this match. It is not gonna disappoint. And it's only right that it be the main event, and I can't wait for it. I did my homework too. I wanted to see what an exploding barbed wire death match was. I saw it between two ladies from Japan. I saw it from two dudes from Japan. So I saw it from different wrestlers from the women's division and men's division. Both look stupid insane. Just like the stepping on the trigger, hearing that big sound effect. Oh my God, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. Yeah. Just be safe, guys. Just be safe. All right. So I'm just hoping.
Yes.
Safe. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for safety.
No, absolutely, man. Like it's, I definitely want them to be safe. I want to see a good matchup. But yeah, it should be fun, man. These two guys, they know how to put on a great show. But yeah, we are in sync. Definitely, this matchup. It's Kenny Omega's matchup. It's his to win. It's to help continue his rise and continue his claim as being the collector. He's got to keep this championship as he goes on and collects other championships. I'm still waiting for him to get that next championship, whether it be from Impact or New Japan, wherever. Like I want to see him.
Stop messing around. Just get off of Rich Swann, bro. I'm tired of him just dancing with that, Impact Championship. Now even Moose, they recognize Moose Championship. Now he looks. He always looked more of a champion than me.
Right.
So Rich Swann is still with that same dancing shtick, like from 205 Live. Just skipping, having fun. Yeah, all right. Whatever. It doesn't do anything for me, man.
No, 100%. Totally agree. So, yeah, man, take that off of Rich Swann. Put it on Kenny Omega. Put it on the cleaner.
Yes.
Make it happen. Special mention to Telly Blanchard. Telly Blanchard had a matchup for the first time in a long time, in decades, I believe it was. He was in that 6-man tag matchup and did a fine, good job, man.
Good.
Yeah. So, just wanted to mention that, man. Like,
gear,
seeing
man.
Telly out there.
Drip, man, he was clean, bro. Ring gear was looking on point. Had the little ensemble going with the.
He had his United States Championship belt on.
Man,
so that was cool.
Feeling himself.
Just letting y'all know. Him and FTR draped in some gold, some classic gold, just from back in the day. And just kind of showing Jurassic Express, hey, look, this is what you're dealing with. So I like that. It was cool. And J.J. Dillon also was there too. So shout out to him. The funniest moment was at the end when, they left. I mean, first Arn Anderson came out. He did the floor to them. And Sean Spears ended up helping them out to get the win.
The mask assailant. I forgot.
Yeah. So, and I guess he's the final piece to make them the new Four Horsemen. We'll see how that goes.
I'm going to wait and see what type of dude with this guy now. Like,
I don't believe this completely.
Exactly.
But
wait and see.
We'll wait and see. But the funniest part, though, of all of this was as they were leaving, Tony Schiavone was getting ready to do an interview. I think it was the interview with Big Show, with Paul White. And J.J. Dillon is walking by him, and he goes, it doesn't get much better than that right there, than what you saw in the ring. And Tony Schiavone's like, hey, you're not getting paid any more for that, right? And so he just walked off. And I said, Tony, what? Like, he just cut down. J.J. Dillon was feeling good.
Yeah.
He's like ad-libbing. That was not planned. They didn't feel planned at all.
It wasn't. Shooting from him right there.
Don't get much better than that. Well, you're not getting paid any more for that, so keep it moving.
Right.
I said, wow. So Tony Schiavone, man, he's doing a great job. Just kind of like, that was a very a Mean Gene kind of moment, like from back in the day. I feel like Mean Gene was really good at that.
He was.
Just improvising with
Off
people.
The cuff. Yeah.
Yeah, people could throw him a curveball, and he would just kind of throw a little funny remark in there. It kind of reminded me of him with Tony Schiavone there, right in that moment. So great job, Tony. Great funny moment. Great moment for Tully. Getting in the ring, looking good. He had that one spot where it looked like he was going to do a suicide dive. He, went off the ropes, ran, and then started doing the Ric Flair strut.
Yeah.
I said, okay, that was good. I like that. So, yeah, man, just paying homage to the great Tully Blanchard there. He did a great job in his return to the ring. But, yeah, that's going to do it. We did our predictions. Like Devin said, we're pretty much in sync with a lot of these predictions here. We really didn't differ.
Only match we differ from was the tag team battle royale. Like you went,
which that one is kind of hard. There's so
yeah.
many teams.
Pick your poison, basically.
Exactly. So that's fine. But everything else, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward pay-per-view.
It is.
I feel like and I guess full disclosure, before we did this prediction show, when we talked about it earlier, we both weren't really excited about this pay-per-view just because the build wasn't really there for a lot of these matches. But, overall, though, I am going to see the pay-per-view. I am looking forward to watching this. And I am excited for the Kenny Omega Jon Moxley matchup.
Me too.
The other matches on the card, I'm a fan of all these guys, so I do want to see Hangman Page and Matt Hardy, Young Bucks, even Hikaru Shida. As much as this women's match isn't that exciting, I'm not looking forward to it, but I am a fan of hers, so I hope to see her just put on a great match. But yeah, overall, it's one of those shows where it kind of feels like it's just happening. The go-home show even, wasn't really that great for building to the pay-per-view and getting you to pay $50 to go see it.
Did the build actually want you to go pay $50? Like, did it tell you to go I got to call this and I got to call my local cable provider. I got to go to BR. I got to go order it.
If I wasn't a huge fan and I just decided, let me just catch what's going on, and okay, they got this pay-per-view and I'm seeing all this, I'd be like, I'm not paying $50 for this. There's no way. I'm not. I mean, it's fun. I'll just wait till Dynamite and see the recap, or I'll just go online and see the highlights on social media or something. So even for me with this, it's like $50. Like, wow, with the WWE Network and with Peacock, being $10, $5 with ads. Dude, it's gonna be hard for me to ever say, hey, AEW pay-per-view, I'm gonna pay $50 unless they really do a great job of selling that stuff, So I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna find my way to see it for sure. For $50,
I ain't gonna wait.
They didn't really do that. They didn't really get me that way. So
yeah, like the last pay-per-view got me to order it. You know, I did. You know,
same.
I did a legit way. I did the quad pay too. Just shout out to quad pay. Whoever wants to buy a pay-per-view, get to split up that pay-per-view in 4 payments and pay every 2 weeks. So it makes it easier on the pocket. So basically $12.50 every 2 weeks for a $50 pay-per-view when you think about it. But this time it's like this build, you know, and I was little. I feel like most of my energy they sapped out from the women's division. That's what I felt like. So, but I still want to see, you know, the pay-per-view, mostly because of the exploding barbed wire death match from Kenny and John. I love the story they've been telling. So I do want to see how it comes to an end.
Yeah, man. Definitely. So it will be this Sunday. They are not doing it on Saturday like they typically do. It'll be Sunday, which will be nice. It's going to be a nice little weekend for fans of both wrestling and MMA. Got a big UFC card, 259. Israel Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz going on Saturday. And then you can go and the next day watch AEW Revolution. Yes, the jutsu from Israel Adesanya.
He's too clean with it, man. I can't, you know.
Dude.
I'll fuck around and do a gangster I ain't trying to do. Like, oh, my father. Try to do Naruto, man. Jitsu moves, man. Let me learn some new jitsu. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to do.
Oh, man. Almost. You got to be careful.
Right, man. I was like, let me
hand signs.
Fuck around and like, hey.
Whoops. Hey, man, no disrespect.
No.
Don't get the wrong idea, you know. Just some Naruto.
That's
just
right,
Naruto.
Right. Some Naruto. You know what I'm saying? Some wind jitsu, some earth jitsu,
man.
you know. I get
Yes. Oh man. And I will be rooting for I don't have an official like bet or anything going on this, but I will be rooting for a knockout from Izzy. You know, getting the title, being a champ, another champ in UFC. So I see that happening. So hopefully Izzy go get it. Yeah, man. And I guess some recommended viewing here. There was Corey Graves' podcast. He's got an interview with Bobby Lashley and with Apollo. So definitely check that out. I know I'm going to be trying to check that out too. You know, I saw that advertised. I was like, oh man, okay, let me go ahead and see this after Bobby won the championship. So we get to hear some of his thoughts there. So I'm looking forward to that. And Apollo, and I'd love to hear just his mindset and what's going into this new, you know, thing he's doing, you know, representing Nigeria the way he is. So I'm looking forward to that. And also too, I don't know how I haven't seen this yet, but the Stone Cold podcast had Sasha Banks on it after the last pay-per-view. And I haven't seen it yet.
You missed
so
that?
I definitely have to check. I missed it. Yeah.
Next one is with Randy Orton, Skull. Man. So I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, Randy had been saying, he's like, how have I not been on this podcast yet? Like, he put that out. And I was like, he's got a point. He's got a point. So I guess they rectified that. And now Randy, you know, ask Stone Cold and you shall receive, man. Like, Stone Cold's happy to have them all in there.
I wonder what they talk about their finishers. Which one is better, the stunner or RKO?
Man.
Will they go there?
Oh, man. That'll be an interesting conversation, man. Both of those finishers are awesome. Yeah. I hate trying to pick stuff like this when I love both so much. I feel like the Stone Cold Stunner is so iconic, you know, because of Stone Cold. But the RKO, I feel like, is my favorite.
It's flashier.
Because so many. What's that?
It's flashier. RKO,
it's flashier.
It's flashier.
Yeah, it's and so many people have used that. I mean, DDP, you know, for me, made it famous. You know, like he made that cutter famous. RKO, you know, Randy Orton made it like it just blew up. It exploded. It's like, it's memes, you know, it's GIFs, you know, and Randy Orton is to thank for that. And he's done it in so many creative ways, so definitely respect that. And now you see people all over the place doing the cutter. You know, in AEW, they're throwing it into all sorts of flips and stuff like that.
Normal offensive move now. Yeah, even Leon Ruff uses version of a cutter move too. NXT. Yeah,
man. Yeah, Cody has his cutter that he does. There's so many people that do that. Shout out to Mikey Whipwreck too, because he was doing the Stone Cold Stunner back in ECW. So it's been around for a little bit too.
Out, yeah.
But yeah, man, both of those finishers, those two finishers, I think they are the best looking finishers in wrestling. Like that feels like it's over. Like you put a stamp on it. It feels like a finisher. It feels like there should be nothing else that happens after that. I mean, I think the most impressive use of the cutter though right now is we've both said it. Ember Moon.
Yes.
With the eclipse off the top rope into basically a
it's
stunner.
like so nasty. Like you shouldn't.
Oh man,
you shouldn't survive. And yet when she took it to another level in the War Games match, and she lined up these two beautiful chairs right next to each other. She was like, "Oh, Dakota, I'm about to break your fucking neck." Boom! And she just bounced off the chairs. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's dead. She's dead,
and she was done. She didn't do anything else after that move. That was it.
She was asleep.
Rightfully so.
On timeout.
Yeah, man. So definitely looking forward to that. The Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Randy Orton. Also, if you're like me, if you didn't check out the one with Sasha, check that out. As well as Corey Graves' podcast with Bobby Lashley and Apollo. So with all that said, we are done for now. But before we go, as always, Devin, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time. First off, let me do a big shout out to Derek Gamble from the Rap and Wrestling Podcast. We did an episode with him just right before we record with this one, but that will be coming out in 2 weeks for our interview Friday. So we did an episode with him, just break down everything with wrestling, music, basketball. So big shout out to him. Derek Gamble, man, we enjoyed you coming on and can't wait for you to bring you on next time on the show. All right. Now, you can always find us on the various social networks, various social platforms. Let me go down the list. We got Instagram. We got Twitter. We got TikTok.
TikTok.
Yes. Facebook and our awesome Facebook group page called Clark Street Wrestling Community, which we have about 129 or 130 members. I'm trying to remember. I don't know the exact, but it's one of those numbers, 129 or 130.
This comes out, it'll be past 130. It'll be like 140.
Yes. We're on the road to 200, trying to get that goal of 200 before WrestleMania. So,
to the moon.
Yes, we're about 70 away or 71 or less than that.
It's one of those or neither one of those.
Yes, one of those. You guys figure it out by the time this episode drops. It could be different. I could be all wrong with my math by then. Yes, it is only one website to check out all those social networks. It's ClarkStreetWrestling.com, ST for the abbreviation, where we have all of our episodes linked to YouTube as well, which we're at 116 subscribers. See, on that last episode we did with Derek, I said 115, and when I just looked at it, we're at 116. So we picked up another sub. So I gave the true estimate right now, but it could be different by the time I drop this episode. So you never know. You never know. I could be wrong. But right now, as the time note takes 1:37 a.m. in the morning, we have 116 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you for everybody following along, making like I said, making that transition from audio to visual for your pleasure. And last but certainly not least, we have our lovely merch. I cannot forget about this beautiful shirt from Clark Street Wrestling. We got the tanks. We got, you know what I want to say? When we're getting ready for summertime or, springtime too, we got beach towels coming out. So be on the lookout for beach towels. You want to represent Clark Street Wrestling Podcast, be on the beach, getting ready to get your, tanning on, you need something to draw off, get that beach towel coming out. Future on the website coming soon. All right, and I can't forget about our notebook like this. So I like to do. It's one of my favorite things.
I was gonna say, I think that's your favorite, right?
I know. I get all in there. I'm like, ooh, let me right here under, here on top too.
That's
yes,
awesome.
I like to jot down my notes for the podcast, and like I said, we got coffee cups, we got mugs, all for your pleasure on the Clark Street Wrestling website, ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store. Click on that link, or type it in the URL. Description is somewhere down there, like I'm pointing, like I know. I'm just, I'm just future-proofing right now for this episode. So yeah, look anywhere down there on them angles I'm pointing down. It's down there somewhere. All right, and we got the merch. Thank you for following for the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Now I'm done.
Yes. And with that said, that'll do it for this episode where we just recapped where we did the predictions for AEW Revolution going live this Sunday on pay-per-view, where we talked about NXT, where we talked about Bobby Lashley. The era of the Almighty has begun. Congratulations, sir.
Yes.
You did it. We did it. Let's go. I'm Hafeez for Devin. You know the fist. Love it. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast.